Namaste yogis, welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming. If you're a first-time user, fantastic. I hope you enjoy this video and other videos that I have to offer. If you're a returning user, welcome back. So today we're going to do a short little demo of uttanasana, or standing forward fold. We'll talk about some common misalignments and ways in which you can get into the posture in an aligned way and in a safe way so that you can continue with your practice, the healthy body, and perhaps even grow a little bit deeper into the pose over time. All right, so let's get started. First thing we'll talk about is the feet, right? Feet are very important. So if you're in your standing forward fold, what you're connecting to is the earth. So how you connect to the earth determines how your whole body and the structure of your body will be. So think of the body almost like a building. We start with a strong foundation for a building in order to build each floor above that. So similar. So when I stand on my 2 feet, I can have my feet together or I can have my feet hips distance apart. For these purposes, and just because it's easier to balance for most of us with feet hips distance apart, we'll start with the feet hips distance apart. So if you take your 2 fists together and you bring them between the feet, that's approximately hips distance apart. That will give you an approximate measure. Now, as you have your feet hips distance apart, what I want you to start to become aware of is how you place your weight on your feet. Each and every one of us has a habit, right? Some of us might stand in the heels, right? And if I'm in the heels of my feet, notice how my hips are at an angle behind my heels. Therefore, I'm locking my knee joints and putting unnecessary pressure at the backs of my knees. And sometimes I might even find a little bit of overstretching in my low back. So, some of us might also stand all the way in the toes, which can knock us over. So let's find even weight in the feet. So there's this idea of pressing into the center of the heels, into the mounds of your big toes, and the mounds of your little toes. So imagine a little triangle underneath each foot and press down into that triangle or tripod. All right, so I'll show you where I'm balancing in my heels. So here's heels, right? So my hips are way back. Here's the toes, I'm way forward. And here's where I'm balancing on the tripod of my feet. That's where we want to be. Now, you can bend your knees if the hands don't touch the ground. I definitely recommend using a block or 2 underneath the hands just so you have a little bit of ease in the posture, right? You can lift and spread the toes and then lengthen them back down so we have a lot more traction underneath the toes. Bend the knees, right? A very common misalignment in uttanasana is this fold. Some of you might know what I'm talking about, right? This fold and I'm trying to touch my toes. So the reason why we try and avoid doing this is because it starts to place undue amount of pressure in the low back and undue amount of pressure in the upper back and neck, right? So this way we're never really going to get an aligned pose. The best thing to do, or one of the best things to do, is to bend the knees. Feel the rib cage connect to the thighs, and then hands can be on the block or the floor. Now once I bend my knees, I'm able to hinge at my hips, and I'm able to take that rounding out of my back. So all of a sudden, I can fold forward, and I can let my head and my neck be completely relaxed. So when in uttanasana, unless you have vertigo or there's something going on with dizziness or like inner ear stuff, right, instead of looking up and craning the neck, you want to allow your head to release completely down towards the ground. Okay? So this can be a very well aligned forward fold. 3 corners of the feet, the bones of the legs are stacked, so from ankle to hip we see one plumb line, even if the knees are bent. The belly is connected to thighs, the head is relaxed, and the arms are relaxed down, right? So notice the difference between this and this, all right? So try that if you haven't already tried it with me. And I hope that you now have a few simple ways in which to explore your standing forward fold that is safe and effective and might help to keep your body in line and also help you to perhaps start to go a little bit deeper into the postures if that's one of your goals. So thank you so much for joining me for this short little demo on Uttanasana, and if you like this video, please click like, please subscribe, and please share it with your friends. Namaste.